So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom Cannon. I work in the science department and I teach anatomy and physiology at Triton College. Today, what I would like to do is to present to you a tool that I've been using for a couple of years, and it's really kind of, I would call it an efficient tool. So, what is ZipGrade? Let me give you a little bit kind of history regarding that. So, I know that me personally, I know many professors that usually when they are using or they have an exam or quiz or some kind of assignments, they use Scantrons. We are kind of pretty familiar with Scantrons, and this is kind of how it looks like. And usually what happens is that when you use a Scantron, so a couple of things. You need a special paper known as Scantron. You need also a machine, and most of the time the machine does work. The one that we have, different departments. But in order to use that, students need a special pencil in order to fill the Scantrons. And once students, let's say, finishing with the exam or the quiz, what do we need to do? We need to collect all those Scantrons and go to that machine, scan, and get the results. But there are a couple of concerns regarding when we're using a Scantron. First of all, sometimes it might happen that there are no Scantrons. There are no Scantrons available. Now what? What do we do now? What happens if the machine doesn't work? I don't think, like, I don't have one, and I know a lot of people don't have a spare Scantron machine at home. And maybe you know, or maybe you experienced that you did use a Scantrons, you graded the exams, but then there was a mistake with the key. So what do we need to do now? Usually it's like, let's get all the Scantrons again, make a new key, and regrade everything. And another point of concern, I would say, is that let's say everything works fine. You graded the Scantrons, the key is right, students see the grades. What do you do with those Scantrons? Like, do you give them to the students? We need to keep records of them. So where do we go with them? Can the student take them and see what they got right, what they got wrong, and can they keep it? So what I would like to do today is kind of introduce you into a tool that I think will make life a lot easier. Now, whatever I'm about to show you today is kind of based on if you do things in class on campus. However, due to the recent event of pandemic, this tool can also be used if you just want to do it as an online class. But let me show you kind of, and I will start with a demo. What is ZipGrade? So for ZipGrade, we are using kind of the same principle like a Scantron. However, we don't need the Scantron machine. We do not need the Scantron paper. The only thing really that you need to have is any kind of a device that has a camera. So any kind of a mobile device, could be a phone, could be a tablet. That's pretty much it. Now, regarding the paper that if students need to put the answers on, you can print it on any type of paper. So let me show you how it looks like. So right here, I'm kind of going to take you through it. On the right side of the screen, you can actually see one of those papers that I've printed. So this is live. Okay, this is me. And on the left side of the screen, you can see this is the website of this tool called ZipGrade. Now, if you look just on this paper, you can see that you have the name here of the student, what quiz, which class. So if you're worried that, oh my God, I will have to put this for every single student and type, I can tell you from now, no, you don't. The cool thing will be that you can just download your roster from Blackboard, upload it into this website, and it's already going to create all those papers for you with the name of the students, also assign the student ID. And that student ID, you can use the student ID of Triton or the student ID that's they get, and this is how you can put it back into Blackboard and upload all the grades. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So let's say we have here an exam, and what I prepared for us is like 5 questions, okay? And it's maybe a little bit weird questions, so I would like us to do it together. I also want you to notice is that on purpose, I'm putting here a pencil, a blue pen, and a black pen. Okay, and as you can see, 5 questions, options A, B, C, D. So let's go through the questions, and you just tell me the answer that you think is correct. Yeah, so let's start. Here's the first question. A little bit weird, but what do you think the answer will be for this one? And you can just guess.
D.
C.
Okay, let's go with D. So I'm gonna just write here and that you can kind of see that I'm gonna show you. I'm putting in the paper right here. This is D. Okay, let's do another question. Right over here. What do you think this is? Okay, you can see also live. I put D for this student. Next question. What do you think the answer will be for that?
B.
Did you say B?
B.
I think I heard B as a boy.
B as in boy.
B as a boy. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm using a different color here. And let's do 2 more. Here we go. The answer for this one?
C.
C. Okay. So let's do C here. And I also heard another option. Somebody said B. So we can also do it on B, right?
The
Yeah.
B is what is correctly called as a B.
Okay, so we can do that and kind of feel like what we did before. This was D here, I remember, and here was maybe also B. Okay, and we have, like I said, 2 more, and then you're going to see something really cool. What do you think the answer is for this one?
C.
I'm going to say
No.
Which one?
B. B as
B.
in boy.
B as a boy. Okay, I will give that to this one. B as a boy. And also, everybody thinking B?
I said C.
You said C. Let's do C here. Okay, and here's, I promise, the last question. What do you think the answer for this one will be?
C.
Okay, let's go with C.
Yeah, I agree on C.
You also agree on C? Perfect. And I have here another paper, and this kind of going to give you, I will go back to the first question and, give the answers. So the correct answer for this one is B. For this question, it's also B. For this question is B as well.
Yeah, it's B.
Yeah. For this question, the correct answer is A.
Unicorn.
Yep. And for this one, A as well.
Come on.
Okay. So we kind of know the key now. And now let me show you. So imagine again that this was an exam. And what do we do now? So students pretty much are going to submit those papers. And here's what will happen now. I'm going to show you on my phone. Okay. I'm going to open the ZipGrade application. Okay, and this is going to be live. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan those papers. I'm just going to taking my phone here. I'm going into the quiz. And as you can see, I have the option called Scan Paper. And the moment I'm clicking on Scan Papers, you're going to see that it's going to, again, turn on my camera. You see those 4 squares that I need just to align here. And the moment I do that, I get the answers. It's already grading it. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. So everything was graded. Okay. So now I can go and I can actually review those papers. And this is the cool thing. So I'm reviewing now the papers. here are my students that took this. And do you remember I said that for question number 4, if you recall, the correct answer was A. Okay, that was the correct answer. So just a quick reminder for this one, for this question, the correct answer was A, but I made a mistake in the key. So you see that the student did put A, but my key was wrong. So what do I need to do? Do I need to go now and rescan everything? No, I don't. The only thing I need to do, I can just go back here, edit my key, and change question number 4 from B to A. When I go back and review those papers, you can see that now that student received 100%, and it will do it to all the papers automatically. You don't have to rescan. So now what do I do with it? First of all, everything that I just showed you is stored not on your phone. It's automatically being uploaded to this website. So it's saving the student exam as an image plus with the score. So now what I can do, I can go now to this website and click on that quiz. And now it's going to give me information about all the people who took it, but I can do more than that. I can also, I'm just going to show it on one student, but you can pretty much export everything. So if I'm clicking on this student right over here, I can print this paper, as you can see, export as PDF with also the correct or the key that was used. And that's what the students will receive. So they can take it, they can keep it, and you have a record that you can always access, and you don't need to keep all those papers. Everything is on that website.
That's interesting.
Now, if you also notice, if you look on the right side of the screen where you see my phone, at the bottom you see there is this option key. You can create different versions of your exam. It is your phone that will be able to recognize which key was used and therefore grade that exam based on the key that you have entered previously. Now, to enter the key, for example, you don't need to, let's say if you have an exam that has 100 questions, you're not going to sit and enter one by one. You just, again, fill up one of those papers that I showed you before as the key, scan it, and now you have all the keys already there. It's a really, really useful tool. Now, I want to also add and say that what happens if your exam is not entirely, or maybe not at all, multiple choice? Maybe if you have open-ended questions. This form that I just showed you can be modified, and you can do it however you want. So you can do it in a place when they can write things, and then just in the bottom there are like A, B, C, D, but the A, B, C, D going to be the grading that you're going to put for each question, and you can assign that A is worth 5 points and B is worth 4.5, however you like to do it. At the end of the day, you just scan it. It will not read the text since it's an kind of an open-end question, but you can just grade, and it's keeping record of everything. So even if a student, which sometimes might happen, unfortunately, if you give them back the Scantron and they go and kind of erase and try to change the answer and come and tell you, no, this is what I put, you already, the moment you scan it, you have the original picture when they submitted it. Now, like I said, you don't need to use a special pencil. You don't need to use a special pen. What happened if the student did choose an answer and decided to change the mind while they are taking the exam? The only thing they need to do is just put an X on whatever they choose not to use now as an answer and choose something else. This is it. And you just scan it. Now there's a lot of more features for this, for that tool. And probably won't be able to go through all of that. But I think maybe some of you are wondering, well, how much does it cost? Yeah, it's always coming to, price. Well, I think you're gonna like what I'm about to show you. So this is the website, and I just want to kind of explain a little bit about the pricing of this tool. And let me just go right over here. First of all, I think you all see, first of all, the first word, free. Free means that you can use every single feature. If you are not going to grade more than 100 papers in a month, then you don't have to pay anything. If you think that you will grade every month more than 100 papers, then a subscription costs $7 a year. That's the price, $7 a year, if you're going to do more than 100 papers. So kind of into, if you will, summarize, what does ZipGrade give you? Like I said, you don't need a special machine. You can take those papers from the students. You can go home. You can scan it at home. Like I said, don't need special paper, don't need a special pen. The results, you can get them right away. Sometimes you can have with the students, as they submit it, you can scan and ask them, do you want to see your grade right now? Because we know how much our students don't have patience and they want to know the score right away. So you can do that if you choose to. It doesn't keep the records, like you can access those records at any given moment from any mobile device, but it's also not keeping it or taking those pictures and saving them with your personal photos. Everything is being uploaded into that website. Like I said, if you make an error with the key, you can fix it right away. You don't have to redo things. And you can also analyze the data. So with Scantrons, you can do that. There's another machine that is attached to the Scantron that, depending if the department has it, that can really analyze and say, for every question, how many people got wrong that question? What was the percentage? How many chose A? How many chose B? This does it for you. You just need to click on a button, and you don't need to pay extra for that. It's part of the free package as well. And this is kind of a brief introduction into this tool called ZipGrade. And I'm more than happy if you have more questions, you want to use it, you want to know how can we kind of design it around your course and your needs. So please email me, let me know. This is my email, this is my cell phone number, and I'll be more than happy to answer any question that you have now or later.
Thank you. This was really useful.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it looks very useful. Yes, it does. It's very useful.
Awesome. That's great. Like I said, I've been using it for a couple of years, and it really changed a lot from, like I said, this whole logistic things of finding Scantrons, finding a machine, grade only on certain times, put the grades into Blackboard. No, this thing can pretty much make your life a lot easier.
So a question, Tom. One question,
Yes.
Tom. When you are getting ready to grade, you go to zipgrade.com, and then you take a snapshot of the actual Scantron sheet or
No,
the sheet.
no,
No, oh,
no.
no.
Just
So
grab your phone, open the app. The app is free,
okay,
and just scan.
okay. So the app has to be there on
On your
your
phone.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And then later, it's always syncing it to the cloud. So once you open the browser, this is where you can see kind of more data. And you can also export that as a single PDF or individual PDF for every student. You can go print that and give that back to the students so they can actually see what they got right, what they got wrong. And if you want, you can also provide them what was the key.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. Interesting. Very interesting.
Any other questions?
No other questions. Thank you.
Thank
Like
you,
I said,
Tom.
thank you so much for joining. Thank you.